Hello and welcome to Eternal in 5. I'm aReNGee, and today I'm going to be covering the 5 new 3-faction sites that have been spoiled for the upcoming Eternal card game set, the Flame of Zalta. Starting us off, we have Bastion of Dawn, and I'd like to take a moment that while I'm presenting these alongside the spells that they cast, unfortunately, to my knowledge, we don't have the majority of the units that these agendas actually spawn. For example, we don't know who aReL is, or at least I can't find the card, so I will not be rating them based on that, even in the cases in which we do know, with the Den of Ordeals that we'll get to in a moment. Bastion of the Dawn, 5 cost, 5 health, that's a lot for a site. Your units can't be silenced is cool, but silencing isn't something that's all that popular nowadays. It does do a bunch of things with your units, from Safe Return, Twinning Ritual, and then just sort of a random relicate in Omen of Austerity. Unfortunately, this doesn't protect itself, doesn't play all that well with the board. Safe Return, not all that effective at slow speed. This is a cool way to get a Twinning Ritual in, but overall I think that this card is pushing in a few too many directions at once and doesn't have enough direct board impact or a powerful enough static effect to really be worth going that far down on. Next up, we have the aforementioned Den of Ordeals, which is the Dragon Tribal. I'm not the biggest fan of its agenda, Talon Dive basically being a blank. Streets of Flame does give it a way to protect itself. You can torch something, and the End of Near does set up your draws to be much better. You're not going to need too much power after you get up to 6. Again, a lot of this depends on how good the actual dragons are. I haven't seen enough to convince myself that a dragon deck is there. But as a static effect, drawing additional cards every turn based on the amount of dragons you have in play is quite powerful, and this does essentially end the game if you get to the agenda, although of course I'm not rating it based on that. Next up, we have what I have to assume based on my limited knowledge of Spanish is Profane Nexus. Whenever you sacrifice a unit, it deals 1 damage to the opponent and you gain 1 health. This plays Obrak, I think. And it has Soul's Fury is my best guess. Sacrifice a unit to deal 4 damage to an enemy. Last Right, sacrifice a unit to play a sigil of your choice. And Devour, sacrifice a unit to draw 2 cards and gain 2 health. This card, unlike Bastion of the Dawn, pulls in one direction, goes into a 3-faction sacrifice deck, and I think it'll be quite good there, turning all your units that die into drain ones. And, Devour gives you card, Last Right gives you sigils. Soul's Fury gives you either removal or reach, depending on what you're going for. So this covers all the bases and fits really well in a synergy-based deck and is a cool draw to that. So I think it's something that we'll see if that deck is successful. And if it's not, I'm sure we'll see it for people playing that deck just for fun. Next up, we have Outcast Fortress, the Curse Enabler. Your curses cost 1 less. Some Zelia, I'm not sure if it's a new one, plays Pilfer, Protect, and Cruelty, which is a cool way to get a curse out of a spell. Playing Infuri, I'm giving up. It makes the opponent's unit reckless, is the curse, and you can decimate to deal 2 damage to that unit. So basically a decimate shock if you want it. If you were going to play Protect in your deck, this is a pretty cool way to do it, as anytime you're playing a spell and keeping a site around, you're getting pretty good value. Pilfer, not the best, but it does cycle, and giving your curses 1 less cost could be quite powerful. Playing this on 3, protecting up something, and playing a Permafrost for 3, that's certainly a big game, and we can see it doing a whole lot more as you go deeper. You do need to be in the curse deck for this to be good, I think, but I do think that this is a card that can see a lot of play if that deck gets the tools it needs to succeed. Finally, we have Zalta Arcanum, a card that I don't even know all 3 of the agenda cards, never mind the actual Bren that's being played, although I think it's a big one. 7 cost, 5 health. Whenever you attack with 1 or more units, play a random power card from your deck. So if you ramp up to 7, well, you can ramp some more. This does protect itself. It plays 2 2/2s. They can't be cleared all that easily. And it does give you card draw with Vital Arcana, but who knows what Bren's Brilliance does? So this could be a powerful card. Its static effect is kind of nonsense, but could be effective, as we thought that Howling Peaks wouldn't be very good, but a lot of this leans on what Bren's Brilliance is. If it affects the board, I think that this card could be a very powerful part of decks going forward.